View's Whoopi Goldberg talks sex life as she says, I am not averse to hit and runs. Whoopi Goldberg gets real candid about her feelings on marriage and how it's not for her. She much prefers what she calls hit and runs. In a May 10 episode of Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, The View co-host clarified previous comments made in which she said she's not meant for marriage to host and CNN anchor Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace started off detailing Whoopi's past comments and mentioning the fact she's been married 3 times and how she said she's not in love with any of them. He then pushed her on why she said she's not meant for marriage. You don't want to share? He added. No, I don't care how you feel. It's terrible. You know, when you're married to somebody, you have to be invested in how they're feeling, said the 68-year-old actress. Absolutely, Chris acknowledged, to which Whoopi replied back with an amusing laugh. I am not. She explained further by stating she cares and has more time for other people's feelings than she does for a husband or a potential spouse. I'm invested in my kid. I'm invested in her kids. I'm invested in my son-in-law. I'm invested in my friends. But I'm not invested in a relationship that would require as much as having a child requires, and I know that that's not for me, she said. And so I am not adverse to hit and runs. I know you're not supposed to say that, but I think you must say it because not everybody is meant to be married. But many people enjoy, sex. So sometimes a little hit and run is not bad, Whoopi continued. The 76-year-old journalist brought up his personal experience with marriage to the conversation and shared that he likes being married. Whoopi questioned, you do? Which Chris responded back and said, yes, I do. Whoopi conceded to that point by telling Chris, you probably have a wonderful wife, and Chris said back, I have a great wife and she puts up with a hell of a lot. Whoopi famously talked about marriage in a 2016 New York Times article with the iconic line, I don't want somebody in my house, that has been utilized as a meme ever since. Most recently, on the episode of The View, she provided a small insight into her dating life by talking about dating a man 40 years her senior when the panel talked about age gap relationships because of the film The Idea of You in March. There's a new episode of Who's Talking to Chris Wallace that comes out every Friday on Max.